Hello, Gotcha. This is gonna be PACMAN Things Part 19 mic'd up, and I hope you all enjoy. Hope my peoples are doing well and have a great, having a wondrous day or even an evening, depending on where you are. So first off, just wanted to say thank you genuinely all for the support. Thank you for the patience as well. Thank you for everything. So with that being said, I'm gonna talk about a bit of everything. We're gonna talk briefly about gratitude, Florida, and just other stuff. So here we go. So basically, recently I took recently I took a small break from content, but honestly, I think it helps me reset mentally and creatively. Sometimes in life, you gotta slow down a little bit, reflect, get rest, and appreciate where you're at currently. And speaking of appreciation, that actually leads into something I wanted to talk about in this video, which I've always talked about. So anyways, sometimes in life, you gotta slow down a little bit, reflect, get rest, and, just appreciate where you are. Anyways, and speaking of appreciation, here we go, so let's get it. So basically, I feel like gratitude is something people overlook a lot nowadays because everything moves so fast. Everybody, my pupils, just anyone really, peoples, from everybody to the folks, to the civilians, individuals, what have you. Everyone's, just focused on the next thing, the next goal, the next issue, the next topic, the next trend. But sometimes it's important to just appreciate the moment you're currently in, even small things. Like having people care about you, being able to travel safely, wake up every morning, having hobbies, having music, having games to play, having memories, having opportunities, having peace of mind, eating food on the table, water, etc. Like that everyone has that, and therefore be grateful. And honestly, during that trip between, for those that don't know, I went to CVG, MCO, and CVG, back and forth. And during that trip, I found myself appreciating a lot of things more than usual. And mind you, this is coming from someone who takes gratitude super serious. Especially Florida. I know everyone has, different opinions and places. However, that's okay. That's respectable. At the end of the day, we're all people, and we all have a right to think what we want to think. Anyways, there's just something about Florida that feels special to me. The atmosphere, the palm trees, the weather, the roads, the airport vibes, the city lights at night, the energy around the ORL in Orlando. Also, the ORL is a term I'm trying to popularize in Orlando, Florida, so that's that. And when I was flying over Florida's Atlantic coast and looking outside the airplane window, it really made me stop and appreciate how beautiful things can look when you actually slow down and pay attention. It's important to realize the small things in life. Not only that, however, even just like the most simplest stuff is honestly great. Think about it like this: when there's an empty cup, and that means things are hard. When you have a filled cup of like water, or for instance, as a metaphor, that means you're having the opposite as far as that's concerned. And that's practically how the journey was. A lot of people would have just looked at it for 2 seconds and moved on. But I was sitting there, really taking it in and feeling grateful for the experience. The kind of where the whole 47 GB or gigabytes or what have you, whatever you want to call it, of gratitude came from the area code of Orlando, which is 407. Wanted to create something that represents memories, moments, gaming, Florida vibes, travel clips, life, talk, and positivity all mixed together. Just documenting some moments and appreciating them while they're happening. And honestly, I think that fits this channel's identity perfectly, to feel positive and genuine rather than forced. Also, by the way, please tell your parents any trusted relatives of yours that love them and thank you for what they've done for you. Always thank your family, and I hope you go a long way to these lives. Always be a better person and be kind. So anyway, here we are. We're back. So yes, we play games here, like for instance PACMAN, as you're probably seeing, the PACMAN Things Part 19. Minecraft, full free. And yes, other stuff too, such as like, sometimes, once in a blue moon, I do uploading Fortnite, I do uploading, Uno sometimes, not often, but sometimes. I used to upload 2K a lot, especially on live streams. However, I kind of like, got tired of 2K and don't really play as much. Unless it's like for NBA predictions or something. What's that though? It's besides the point. It's just as reference. But what I find important is, like, you know, whether, you know, and life as a whole, whether it's pets, oh, I mean, no, I already said that. And speaking of future content, I definitely got more planned. More PACMAN gameplay, more Minecraft videos, possibly more Florida travel stuff, which I'm not sure if I could guarantee that, but perhaps, maybe. Keyword, maybe. We'll go from there, you know. I know sometimes online it feels like everyone, like peoples, just peoples in general, has to constantly upload non-stop or always grind 24/7. However, sometimes getting proper sleep, taking breaks, and resting mentally is important too. Because without it, we just cannot tie our shoes. You know? Coming back rested honestly helped me feel way more motivated and positive, even creatively. And even if the channel isn't massive or anything like that, I still appreciate being able to upload videos, interact with people, make memories, and slowly build something over time. That's why I always say stay positive and be grateful. Because life isn't perfect all the time. And also, nor are us people. Not all us people are perfect, you know? We're just not. No one's perfect. Neither is life. But there's still usually something to appreciate even during stressful moments. And honestly, I hope this channel can continue becoming a place where people can relax, enjoy gameplay, hear a little, like chill, laid back type of conversations, and maybe leave feeling a little more positive afterwards. Also, for the memes, what do you call the pencil that, the pencil, hold on, bear with me. What do you call the pencil who, said, to the paper, I like your haircut? I mean, what do you say to the, I mean, no, that's not how it went, oh no. I mean, no, pardon me, excuse me. What do you call the paper that got a haircut? When the pencil said, like, you know, the pencil simply just like the paper's haircut. They said that he got a nice paper cut. So let me know how that did look in the comments. Okay? Be honest. I don't think it was good this time. Keep it above the comments. Also, can we just agree that I have more questions than just saying I agree? Like there's how you talk about much more things in life. I'm not a hypocrite, it's true. Shout out to Pizza Hut Cat. If you know, you know. Thank you for flying us out from MCOs. It was great. You know, sometimes this very close family affiliate having Pizza Hut Cat reminds me sometimes. It does. Which reminds me, honestly, no matter how long things could be, no matter how, you know, how long or how difficult, though, you can always get through something. It doesn't happen overnight, but know that there's always a sunset from a sunny, there's always a sunrise after a sunset of a setback. Know that you'll always come back from an obstacle of that. Which I'm a little bit of info on game and get into the mountain. So here we go, folks. Here we go, my peoples. So first off, let's just get this little versatile one. Let's like speecher. I don't know, speecher as in like me doing a speech. So let me just talk about some other stuff. Basically, not in any order. Just some facts about myself. But hold on, let me get there. Okay, so here are the facts. So fun fact number 1. Did you know that? Did you know that I'm from Orlando, Florida? I was born and raised there. Specifically places like Kissimmee, St. Cloud, a little bit in Lake Nona, Lake Marion, so a little bit there too. Didn't have that many stints, but mainly I grew up in Kissimmee and St. Cloud really, and like Longwood, those 4 places. So therefore, I'm from the ORL. In the ORL, I'm trying to make a term to like represent the entire Orlando area going from downtown Orlando that ends in Poinciana, and no Space Coast in West Florida included. Alright, that said, some other facts I gotta briefly get into are, for those that wonder, my favorite holiday is probably, Christmas, and my favorite food is rice and chicken. Alright, anyways, and, with that being said, thanks for watching, have a great day or night, depending on your time zone, it's Gotcha Out Peace. And also, for those that wonder, my username is Gotcha because I'm Catholic, bye-bye.